Still Hunt is finally back in Destiny 2 Renegades post-final shape nerf into the ground, and this gun is once again the highest damage option for boss DPS in the entire game. Compared to literally every single other damage option in the game, Still Hunt is king. With one exception. I'll get to that exception in just 1 second. However, Still Hunt for the vast majority of players, for the vast majority of all bosses, is going to be the best way to deal any and all damage. If you don't believe me, just check the footage. On a bad rotation against Carl, I'm sneaking in nearly 100,000 damage, and that is coming from somebody who has not touched Still Hunt since it was nerfed shortly after Salvation's Edge Day 1. To get this build to work, we're going to need a couple things. I shouldn't even be mentioning it, but you're going to need Still Hunt. We're going to need a good rolled Celestial Nighthawk with as much super as you can manage, and we're going to need the following class setup for the rotations that I am doing. We're going to be using Withering Blade with the Magnetic Grenade with the regular Marksman Dodge combined with the Fragments, Facet of Dawn, Facet of Command, Facet of Protection, Facet of Courage, and Facet of Hope. The real important ones here are Facet of Courage. Your Arc, Solar, and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets affected with the Darkest debuff. If you do not know already, both the Still Hunt shot from the ability and your Golden Gun count as a solar ability, so you're going to be benefiting from the increased damage. You're going to want Facet of Dawn combined with the Withering Blades. Radiant melees hits against powered targets make you radiant powered. Radiant final blows make you and nearby allies radiant. It's really just important to proc radiant on yourself before you start the damage rotation. And finally, Facet of Command. That is again the important one and the reason why we are using Magnetic Grenade instead of something like Duskfield. Freezing or suppressing a target reloads your equipped weapons and increases weapon stability, aim assist, and form effectiveness. Defeating frozen targets or suppressed targets create a stasis shard or void breach. The real important thing there is that your equipped weapon is going to be reloaded whenever you freeze or suppress. You're going to be generating suppress from the Magnetic Grenade and going to be getting freeze from your Transcendent Hailfire Spike Grenade. And the way the timing works on it, by the time you have charged and popped off your second, third, fourth, fifth, however many shots you can get for Still Hunt, if you are timing it correctly, the Hellfire Spike is going to make it so that you're going to auto reload, so you don't have to waste time reloading in the middle of your rotation. That, and we have a submersion with auto loading holster and chill clip. And moving on to our armor setup, looking at my mods real quick, I do run 3 super fonts on the helmet because you'll find very often that you're always going to have orbs in the ground. I feel that that is kind of a no-brainer. 3 fonts give you 50 energy. Right now with my setup, I have 149 energy. There isn't a lot of difference between 199 super and 200 super, so I run it like that. In addition to, with this build, I don't have a lot of class ability energy, so I'm just running class fonts, but if you can, you're going to want to get enough class energy to work it into your rotation so that by the time you've popped off a second or a third Still Hunt shot, you're going to be getting another use of your class ability to automatically reload your submersion. The only thing we should be using the Marksman Dodge on is to reload a submersion so we can get those 2 shots back to back. But yeah, this is the setup you're going to use. This is how you're going to get the most damage possible. It works on pretty much every single boss in the entire game. There are very few exceptions. If you encounter a boss with a very small crit zone or just doesn't have a crit zone, I can't think of one at the top of my head, you're not going to want to use this. But for most raid bosses that do have crit spots, or at least, you know, you can have somebody run a divinity. You know, saying divinity in this meta feels kind of weird, but yeah, this is capable of running something with infinity. And for your other choice of weapon, right now I'm running the M17 Fast Talker with attrition orbs and target lock. This is a very consistent way to both generate orbs and deal a little bit of extra damage to big targets. I'm a big fan of this so far. So that is the build. The only thing I would change in hindsight, if I could right now, is I would be getting a refurbished A49 sniper rifle with auto holding holster, because this thing does deal more damage than the submersion. Just to demonstrate, 2 shots with this sniper rifle are going to be dealing around 4,000 damage, whereas 2 shots with the submersion are going to be dealing around 3,700 damage. Just wait for the stasis shatter. But the only reason why I have not worked the refurbished A4099 into my damage rotation right now is because I do not yet have one with auto-loading holster. If I did, I would just replace the submersion with the refurbished A499. The freezing aspect of reloading still works with the Withering Blade and Hellfire Spike. You will generate enough stacks of stasis to freeze the target no matter what you're going to be doing. So the additional damage from the detonate, or rather the shatter from the stasis burn from the submersion chill clip, it does not matter compared to the additional damage you're going to be getting from the refurbished A499. And because this build has a notoriously unreliable neutral game, what we're going to need to do is have something we can swap in between our boss DPS. And so what I've chosen to do this time is to take advantage of the fact that I'm quite enjoying the M77 Fast Talker, and I'm having an additional loadout set swapped to a relativism that has Spirit of Inmost Light and Spirit of Verity. Spirit of Verity on the class item specifically, weapon final blows with a damage type matching a grenade, grants a stack and grenade damage bonus and improved grenade regeneration. M17 Fast Talker and Stasis, we are using a Stasis Duskfield grenade. The damage we're going to be getting from death throws directly applies to Gunpowder Gamble, so we'll leave it at that. This is going to be an even better neutral game than you had before, and if you just want to get your golden gun back, you can swap it real quick. If we do it this way, we're not changing any fragments, any aspects, which means we're going to be able to keep our super. The only things that is changing is the helmet and the cloak. And yes, elephant in the room, I am not using Haliatus for this build. I'm just using snipers. If you want to go kill the witness, sure, use Haliatus, but this season there are better ways to do that by using the brand new Uncivil Discourse and Lucky Pants Roll with Crimson. I'm going to link a video down in the description or something, some ancient Chinese build used to phase the witness. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the Still Hunt build. It is back. It is better than ever. I hope each and every single one of you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Remember, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd like to get to 5,000 before the end of the year. Besides that, remember, you matter to somebody somewhere. And take care now.